another thing comes to mind. I was talking to Mum today, and we did the thing about money the other day. We did the thing about money, and we were saying, and I was explaining to you guys that God has delivered me from money. Like when we talk about the wealth, because like I like to talk about it. I'm not ashamed about it. I like money, but I now understand money's place. Money is there to serve. Money is not there to be a master. And too many of us have allowed money to be a master. When you say, okay, was it 2%, 100% of the wealth is owned by 2 or the 3% of is only owned by 2 or 3% of people. What happened to the other 97, 98%? What is it? That other 98, 97, we work for money. Money doesn't work for us. And when you understand and you get the change and you let money start working for you and you've been released from money, that is when the money can come, because you understand it in its proper place and what it's supposed to do, and you get it to operate in the way that it's supposed to operate. We're not supposed to work for money. Money's supposed to work for us. Someone told me the other day, so I'm just reading. Someone told me the other day, "Hi, Ali, wow, Boris Johnson treating Ollie good. Look how you fat like a pig." All right, so usually I would really respond to that and I'd be like, "Oh, that's so rude." But I'm like, they're just words and that's just somebody's opinion. And how do I want to receive that? Pigs have a bit of a belly. Pigs a little bit round. Pigs can also be cute. Pigs can be dirty. Pigs can be all kind of things. And I'm like, okay, I can look at, I'm gonna be honest. I can look at my roles and be like, okay, I can see what you're saying. I'm a little bit round and it's rude, but how do I take it? I'm gonna just be like, that's funny. But not everyone's gonna take, yeah, that's what I'm like, that's rude. I remember when I was on The Voice, yeah, and I remember going on YouTube and reading the comments. And I guys, please don't feel sorry for me because I laugh at it. I read in the comments, because remember my hair was pink or whatever, and it was like, well, damn, she looks like Ursula from she looks like Ursula from the Mermaid, the Little Mermaid. And I was like, that's so rude. But I couldn't even deny it, because when I looked at it, I was like, I checked out
it was
Ursula.
rude. No.
It was rude.
I was ready to be keyboard warrior. It was rude. Let's not do that. I was ready to go. I remember her hair was ginger. I could have told her about herself.
Yeah, but you see, I didn't. The point I'm trying to make there is that sometimes when people say it's their own opinion, and people's opinions do not matter. It's your opinion of yourself. And if you have insecurities, and if you have like a thing about being fat, or if you have a thing about, having a big forehead, which I have a big forehead, and but these things don't define who I am. Yeah, when I ain't got my makeup on, I'm not gonna come here and be like, I'm gonna be a little bit like, oh Lord, I ain't gonna makeup on today, guys. Don't be. But that's my insecurity. That's got nothing to do with you guys. I will still be the same Aundrea. I still own my prophetic gift. I still walk in the mighty power of God. But my confidence is a little bit, because I ain't looking as cute. And I'm just like, it is what it is. Darnell, you wanted to speak.
Yes, I was at Tesco yesterday getting the food for my dad. You know my situation, how I've got to like get stuff for him. And when he's got carers come in, they don't really like cooking. So I've just got to get easy stuff for them to be able to make. So I just bought so many ready meals, like just a whole basket full of ready meals. And this old gentleman, I think he might have been like Indian or Pakistani or something like that. Then he comes up to me and he goes, "Oh, you're very greedy." And normally I'm like, "Bruv, what are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? I'm greedy." But I just turned around and I said to him, "What do you mean? I'm greedy?" He's like, "Yes, you're greedy. What's all this for?" I said, "How do you know it's for me?" And he looked and he went, "Oh, it's not for you. It's for old person, right?" I went, "Yes, it is. It's for someone that isn't able to cook for themselves and isn't able to go shopping. So this is what I'm doing for them." And he didn't know what else to say. He just had to go about his business. But he was fast to tell me that I'm greedy. But normally I would have retaliated negatively. But I said, no, let me just, make sure he understands what's going on. And he had nothing else to say. So there's development there. There's development about not letting people have the power. You know what I mean?
Yes, Darnell. This is what I'm. Just click on it. And this is what I'm saying, guys. You gotta hold on to your peace, because people will come to steal your peace. And I'm telling you, you can't operate in faith if you ain't got peace. You can't operate in faith if you ain't got peace. Because if I'm trying to operate in faith and I'm saying, right, I'm setting up ISI, I'm going to do this, and I'm worried about this, I'm worried about that. How can I function? How can God download to us when we're not operating in peace? All of these little bits that all of the build up, like week after week after week, these little bricks that I've been giving you guys are to build you up to the point where you get to the point and you understand the renewing of your mind. See, we dealt with that at the beginning. You got to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Okay, we got there. And then we had to understand that we didn't only have one mind, we had three. So we got to renew the head brain, the heart brain, the gut brain. Okay, then we got there. And then we started talking about, each brick is just been building. And it's like how God's just doing it. It's like every week, He's giving us a little bit more of the puzzle, a little bit more of the puzzle, a little bit more. And then we're just seeing the whole picture. And now I'm seeing the vision, because I didn't see the vision when I started ISI. I didn't see it. All I knew was that I wanted to do something. I needed to do something. And I was just like, I remember doing Sassy Sunday, but for some reason I couldn't go back to doing Sassy Sunday. I was like, I don't know, but and I remember having a conversation with Lavs and Keith, and we were saying like, man, we should start Bible study and da-da-da-da-da. And then my mum even was like, yeah, I should start. And I'm like, God had already been dealing with me about it. And I was just like, I don't want to do a Bible study. I don't want to do a Bible study. Mum was like, yeah. But I was like, I don't want to do a Bible study. What I want to do is I just want to get together with people who are like-minded and who are just going to talk about things, and we're going to grow together. That's all I thought it was going to be. But then it's gone from being that to now having a whole coaching academy called the ISI Love Journey Coaching Program. I'm like blowing my mind from having one client for 7 weeks to having 16, 15 clients in the space of 3 weeks. And I'm now having to operate a diary, and I'm now having to, I'm literally working full time from home. And I'm like, Lord, it's mind blowing, but it's because I just trusted God, and I was like, God, whatever you want to do, God, I know you're going to pay my bills. You told me to leave my job. I heard you. I trust you. I believe you. And it's that walking by faith and not by sight. Because when I tell you, when God told me to leave my job, I was like, so how am I going to get money? Because I'm not coaching, I'm not doing hair, I'm not doing nothing. And He never told me about coaching. I was just like, okay, God, but I didn't ask any questions. I was just like, okay, God, okay, cool. Just tell me when. Just tell me, look at God. I'm telling you. But you know what? It's also having the right people around you that sometimes, and the thing is, when we speak, sometimes we don't understand that we are just dropping seed. And I've spoken to Lavs about this, about we are trees. All of us are trees, and we bear fruit. We all bear fruit. And when we speak and when we, are around people, we have fruit, and we're dropping seed. And we just need to understand that God understands where that seed came from. So if it had to be accredited to you, whatever's for you is for you. Whatever's for you won't pass you. Whatever's for you won't pass you. But you gotta be obedient. When God tells you to move, just move. When God tells you to go, just go. When God tells you, you ain't got time to be asking. When He says jump, don't be asking how high. Just get to jumping. When God says, let's go, don't ask Him where we're going. Just get to moving. And when you get to that level of faith, like, that's when you're going to see mountains move. That's when you're going to see things move, because He says, according to your faith, be it unto you. Where's your faith at? What are you doing to grow your faith? What are you doing to increase your faith? What are you doing? Me? I'm taking risks. I'm stepping out the boat, and I'm keeping my eyes on Jesus, because I ain't trying to sink. When fear tries to come my way, when they start talking that funny stuff, talking about these people the 3 nights of darkness, I said, I rebuke. I'm not entertaining that foolishness, because all I can feel is fear, and I don't know why I'm scared, because I'm looking at Peter's laughing. Why are you laughing, Pete? Was you scared? Look at Pete. Was you scared? Who was scared? Be honest. Who was scared? Be honest. I was scared.
Grandma was scared.
Mum, you're not being honest.
Mum was scared.
Mum was scared.
Scared.
What happened, Mum? You were scared. What did you do? What did you do, Mum? What did the fear make you do, Mum?
Leave my house and come down here.
She drove all the way from Ipswich to come and stay with me in London because she was scared. Come on, this is Sisu. You were scared. You were scared, Sisu. Pete.
Yes, I was very scared.
Scared about what?
When the man said about the 3 days of darkness and that the demons are going to be outside. What did you do, Pete? Motorbike.
Motorbike. Girl, if you know what I told Mom today, I said, Mom, you know what I did? I bat up my window. Look, this. I batted up. I put stuff around it, right? I haven't left the house all morning, all day. And my neighbor and my roommates, they were like doing the same thing. But actually at 12 o'clock, I don't see nothing happening, you know? But I still stayed. I prayed, I fast, and I stayed. And I said, no matter what, I thank God that this happened anyway, because that gives me something to think about. Because even if it didn't happen, it was almost like it did happen because it brought something in me. It makes something happen inside me.
That's right.
This.
Yeah.
So when the next time, it won't come from somewhere. It wouldn't come from somewhere else.
Fear.
It will come from us.
That's right. That's right. But you see, this is what I'm saying. But it's also the motives that we do things in. You know, because God says all things work together for good. So God is going to make that work for your good anyway. You prayed, you fasted. Yeah, lads, me, I wasn't, you know, I can't lie. I was a little bit digi. Like I went outside and I was like looking and I was thinking, where's Ty? Because if any demons come, he's going to run them off anyway. So I was like, all right, cool. But I'm telling you, I after a while, I was just like, Aundrea, God has not given me. You put what?
I put tape. My letterbox.
My mum says she put tape on her letterbox. You see what fear will make you do? Fear will make you do some funny stuff. Oh. But I just confess that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of peace and of love and a sound mind. And that's what I kept confessing. And I kept remembering when the word of God said about, you know, fear is where faith can't activate. And I was like, when Peter came out of the boat, and he saw the storm, he started to fear. He started to fear. And as he started to fear, what started to happen? He started to sink because he started to look at his circumstances and look around him and take his eyes off God. And I'm telling you, anything that causes you to take your eyes off God is not of him. Like this thing caused you to operate from a place of fear. And remember I said to you, it's very important that we understand the energy behind a thing. Remember I said, like, even when you go to your job and you're working your job, if you go to your job and you hate your job and you hate the boss and you hate the, you know, and you're making that money, you wonder why the money just dwindles through your fingers when you get it. Because you put an energy of no gratitude. There's no gratitude for the job. There's no love in that money. The money's just like, look, and you know, when you try to save, you think, oh, I've done really good this month. What happens? The washing machine breaks down and that £500 that you had saved, you got to go and spend it. It forces you to not have. You will have lack. You will have lack because you don't have gratitude when you're going to work. When the Bible says you have to work as on to me, you got to work like whistle while you work. Whistle. And you go to work. You go to work because when that money comes, you want that money to have that good energy on it. You want your money to be blessed seed. You want your seed to be gone, Pete. I know I'm stirring you up over there.
I just want to mention one thing about what you say, because there's two types. There's work and there's job. And the job that we have is when we go and we get paid for that. But our work is what God has put inside of us, and we need to get to this part of us. And that's where you are right now. You're doing your work.
I'm doing my work. You're not doing your
job right now.
I'm not doing my job.
Your work is... I'm going to look for you because your work, no one does this. No one does this kind of work. So I'm going to be looking for Aundrea's work. Oh, where's Aundrea? Because I need her. But your job, that's why you leave your job, because your job is They can fire you from your job, but your work, no one can really
No one can
fire you
fire
from
me.
your work.
That's right. That's so on point, and that's exactly that's right. Yeah, that's right. It's understanding the difference between having a job and working. You know, when he work as unto the Lord, that's just giving me a whole nother revelation of that scripture. He says work as unto the Lord. So it's not even just your job, it's about working as unto the Lord.
Work.
No,
and
but
there's another thing where
talk louder, Mum.
Where the Lord said that don't work for the meat that perisheth, but work for that which give eternal life.
Come on now. Yeah. But this is what we're saying.
Exactly.
You don't work.
This.
But when he says don't work for the meat that perishes, what he's saying is your purpose must not be for the tangible, the physical things. What I'm doing right here, right now, is not for the tangible things. It's for eternal life. It's for others to have eternal life, for others to be set free, for others to be delivered, for others to understand their limiting beliefs, for others to remove those energy blockers, for others to walk in their purpose and their destiny so that they can teach others. Each one, teach one. That is my goal. I'm like, each one, teach one. I'm a sharpen y'all are sharpen me, and then we're gonna go out and sharpen 5 people, and then those 5 people are going to go and sharpen 5 people, and the next thing you know, we're all, the Bible says, you know that scripture where he says for the harvest is ripe, but the laborers are few, so we need to pray to the Lord of the harvest. And I'm like, I'm realizing that what God is doing even in this very room is setting up the laborers, because the harvest is ripe. There are so many people who need to be set free. There are good night, labs, good night, darling, love you. There are so many people who need to be set free. There are so many people who need to come to the realization of what has been holding them back. What is their limiting belief? What is this journey that I'm on? Or I found God, but I don't really understand God. How can I understand him? Or I've had this experience and I don't really understand it. Or what am I supposed to be doing with my life? I feel like there's a purpose, but what am I doing? How do I get there? This is why we are here. This is why Alison cooks the food. This is why Pete does the massaging and all these things. This is why you have Junior doing the decorating, because each one of us can get to places where somebody else can't get to. So we can touch people that God needs to be touched with some kind of love, in some kind of way, in whatever form that is that God's given it to you to deliver it. Guys, this is the love journey. This is the love journey. This is what it's about. This is what it's about. Love. It's about love. It's about showing love. It's about receiving love. It's about giving love. And it's about just showing the love of God and helping people to come out of the darkness into the light.
Amen.
And he says, seek ye first the kingdom, and then all other things will be added. Guys, come on, man. What was the first thing we kind of started with in here? It was the kingdom. I was seeking the kingdom. And you know, when I started seeking the kingdom, that was when I got delivered from depression. When I started seeking the kingdom, that was when I got delivered from grief, because I sought the kingdom. And now the very thing that I have always wanted to do my whole life, which was talk to people and just share what God has put in me, I am now in a position where I'm going to do that, and where I am doing it. I'm not going to say I'm going to, I am doing it. And I just know it's going to go from strength to strength to strength. And I give God thanks for that. And I thank you guys for even coming week after week and sharing your stories, sharing your visions, sharing, because it's an absolute blessing. So does anybody have anything they want to share before we kind of wind down? Anybody want to share anything? Because I'm so excited. You know me, I can just chat. Pete, you got any more to say? Junior?
Yeah.
Go on, brother.
Going on the topic of fear and faith. Yeah. I'm here. Well, I'm kind of busy, but still, I'm here listening to you guys and hearing what's happening. And those two words signify with my life in a big way, because living the life that I used to live in the past has made me grow to not have no fear. Yeah. the not having no fear is the sense of, if someone was to come and challenge me physically or whatever, I'll go. Even with my little small frame, I'd still have a go. Yeah? I've come out of that. What it is that I need assistance with right now is my faith. Yeah? The fear factor has gone. It's just the faith. Not to say that I'm not working towards it, because I am communicating with God on a regular basis. You know, daily I wake up and I thank him for me being here. Sometimes I communicate God, you know what I mean, around other people, whether it be on social media, whether it be facial, person to person. But that's where my issue lies with my faith, because I feel I'm lacking in that. It's like, you want certain things in life, and then I think it's the weight. You know what I mean? It's the weight that you have to weigh that makes you lack in faith, because sometimes you ask for certain things, and because you don't get it at the time when you actually want it, yeah, you're thinking, you start having your doubts. You know what I mean? And doubts and faith don't work. Yeah. I'm striving more to be a Peter. And that's my contribution.
Thank you, Junior. Go on, Pete.
Mom, that's what Mom was talking with me yesterday. Mom. So say what you said to me yesterday to him. Because
she don't remember. What did you say what she said? Can you remember?
No, because he said he's lacking faith. Because he asked for something and he waiting, and it's like, wow, well, when is God gonna do what I asked? I'm tired waiting, because me too. I got frustrated, and sometimes I would be screaming at God and asking him, why are you doing this? Because I don't get it. I asked for something. I saw everything I ever wanted from God. God gave me everything I needed, I must say. But I think me, myself, and my carnal self and my body, I get into what I want, and those wants take over what I need. So when God give me what I need, I don't pay attention to what he gave me, because he gave me what I need. He gave us what we need, but it's our wants. Because some things what we don't get, it's because God knows it's not time and we doesn't even need it.
But the fact we know, carry on.
Go ahead, what you say.
No, because I was saying
we can have God give.
Go ahead.
What you say?
Go.
Because I can't hear. So yeah, we were saying about this. I was feeling the same way. So now I realize I have to the faith that we need is patience. And when we get this patience, we will have what we need and don't even realize it. We're like, all right, I got it. It comes in time. Everything is in God's time. And what Mom was saying was God time can be 5 minutes. In 5 years, it can be 5 minutes for God. So we just need to be patient, and God will see us through, because everything that you need, Junior, you don't see you always get it. You always get what you need. But our wants is our ego and our
exactly. That's what
we want to fulfill this ego inside of us. So we need to get rid of the ego, because the ego can hurt us, because a lot of people don't understand what role the ego plays. And the ego does play a role, but we have to understand what it plays, that we don't get played by the ego.
But the ego, E-G-O, edging God out. E-G-O, edging God out. God out. Yeah, that's what ego is.
I never thought about that. Yeah.
Yeah, ego, edging God out, because it's nothing. It's all about your flesh, the ego. The ego is like that. The ego.
We need to put it on a t-shirt.
Ego. You get rid of your ego. Edging God out.
The ego is edging God out. I like that. That's powerful.
And when you get rid of your ego, because this is something that I had to deal with. It's like, I can't edge God out of what I'm doing. This isn't an ego thing. I'm like, if 5 of you turn up, I am not upset. If 10 of you turn up, I am not upset. When 100,000 people are trying to get on my Zoom, I am not going to be upset, because I understand that it's not about me. This isn't about me. This is, I'm here to serve. Like, I might be running this platform, but it's work. It's not running itself. I have to make sure I send out the text messages. I have to create the this. I have to do the that. You guys just get to show up. And then when I've done all that, I still got to sit here and wait. I got to wait on the downloads for God, because I got to give you guys something. So it's service. This is service. People can get jealous because, oh, you got this and you got that and you got this, but you don't understand it's work. And I'm doing it as unto God. And this is why he's blessing it. This is why he's multiplying it. This is why people are coming. This is why people are coming and staying. Because I just said, God, no ego. This isn't an ego trip. This isn't about, and this is what I'm saying. I'm not going to lie to you. I've been sitting and I'm like, God, so when am I going to have 100 people turning up? And when am I going to be able to, I want to swipe the screen like that. I want to do that. Yeah, I want to do that. But I'm saying to God, but God's teaching me to be faithful in the little. He said, if you are faithful in the little, I will bless you with much.
Although you already have, you see what you have right now? 20.
Is there 20 here?
You only 5. Yeah. You just 5 more steps. It's coming. Trust me, because when it comes, you better be ready.
Well, this is what I'm saying. And I'm telling you, this is like what God said to me, because I was like, you know what? I better just cool my beans, because when there's 50 people in here and they're trying to ask me questions, and I'm like, whoa, slow down, guys. Like, okay, guys, I need to get a bigger platform because I can't house all of you. So we're going to have to move to a new platform and all of these things. So I'm asking for the growth, but God's doing it in his timing, because he's allowing, having you guys, I've built on my confidence. It's giving me time to build my confidence. It's giving me time to grow slowly, because God understands that you grow too quick and it can destroy you. It can overwhelm you.
Exactly.
Yeah, so God's timing is, and so you've got to have faith and trust that God's timing is the best timing. So all them years when I had one client for 1 year, and then I'd get a second client, and with 2 weeks, the next client gone, back to one client. And I'm like, God, can you just really take me past the point of where I've got just one client? Can you please do that? And then I'll get 2, and I'd have 2 for 2 weeks, and then the next one gone. And I'm like, Lord, come on now. Really? One client? And that's how this started. I started with one client, but I was faithful. I said, God, he said, whatever you do with this client, write it down. And I was like, okay, God. And everything I did, I wrote down. And that was how God gave me the formula for ISI. This is how God gave me the formula. And I said to God, wow. And now I've got this formula, and I'm like, I just want to teach this formula to so many people. I want people, because there's only one me. So, and I said, God, how can I started saying to God, all right, I was thinking in advance, I think I want to hire some staff, or I was like, how am I going to do that? And how's that going to happen? And, all of that. And I was like, okay, I don't need them yet anyway, but he still downloaded the blueprint. He's like, this is what you're going to do. This is how you're going to do it. And I was like, you gave me that early, God, didn't you? Within the next 2 weeks, I was like, wow, hi, Uncle. How are you? It's good to see you. Yeah. Within the next 2 weeks, it was like, God just moved, and God just started doing stuff. And I'm like, no, actually, I need people to stand with me. He gave me the blueprint. He was like, this is how you're going to bring the people. This is how you're going to train them. This is what's going to happen. And he's been giving me download, but it's happening so gently that I don't feel overwhelmed. I don't feel overwhelmed. I am loving the process. And this is what you guys have to understand. Love the process that you're in. Be content where you're at. Don't rush the hand of God to move and open doors and do this and expansion, because it will come in time. But you've got to be what? Faithful in the small, and then he will bless you with the much. You've got to be faithful. He says, to whom much is given, much is required. So it's not just an easy thing asking God.
Exactly.
It's not an easy thing to just sit there and be like, yeah, God bless me, do this, use me, God, do me, take me around the world, do this. that means if you're taking me around the world, I got to leave my home, I got to leave my kids, I got to be sleeping in hotels, I got to be eating hotel food, I got to be traveling, I got to be tired, I got to be, this person's calling me for this engagement, oh, we need you in Madagascar, oh, and tomorrow we need you in Mexico, and then next week we need you in Guatemala, and then we need you in Miami, and then we need you in Hawaii, and we need you in South Africa, and we need you in Kenya. And I'm like, okay, God, woo, okay, guys, so I'll be like, right, what's my itinerary? Okay, but I'll be ready for it by then, because it's going to happen in a process. I've been around the world. Right. I've been on tour. He's given me the taster of what it's like to be on tour. He's given me tasters of what it's like to go to other countries and minister. Why did he give me all these experiences? So that when they come and it's in full effect, I'm already going to be prepared. I already know. So I guarantee you, when God says that everything, he said he will supply all of your needs. Do you know everything that you need is already in you?
It's amazing
you need.
It's amazing what you just said. I was just thinking, God just showed me this to tell you like this. The expansion of everything is going on inside you before any place else. This is exactly what I saw to tell you. You said it, because this is where it's going to begin. It's beginning in you, and when God is finished renewing you and getting you really ready, it's going to happen just like this, like it is right now. But it's going to happen like in 1 minute of a second.
Just like that.
Like this.
Yeah. The now faith.
Just like
it's
this.
The now faith. It's the suddenly. He said, and it will spring up. He said, though the vision tarries, wait for it. Wait. And what are you going to do while you're waiting? Are you going to prepare yourself, or are you going to sit down and be like, well, you know, God told me he's going to do this, so you're just sitting there waiting on God? No. Why are you not preparing yourself? Why are you not studying? Why are you not building up your skill set? Why are you not reading? Why are you not going to seminary? Why are you not learning business? Why are you not doing all of these things? Why are you sitting down? Oh, God told me to wait. Faith without works is dead. You need to be working on what God has put in your heart. Work on your vision. Work the vision. Work the vision. Work the vision. Walk by faith. It's an action. You have to take action. So I just want to charge every single one of you in here today. What is it that you need to take action on? What is it that God's put on the inside of you that you haven't? You know, I used to have all of these ideas, and I knew that I could do certain things, but I just wouldn't do it. I knew I had the capability of doing certain things, but I just wouldn't do it. And I didn't know why I wouldn't do it. Why? Why wouldn't I step out in faith? Why wouldn't I start a Zoom platform? Why wouldn't I start my coaching career? Why? God's timing. It is, because I needed the preparation. It was the preparation. It was the preparation. But also, it's because I was in the training ground. I was in the training ground. It wasn't time. And you have to, and this is where it's knowing God for yourself and understanding God's timing for your life. You know, because people can say what they want to say. People can say, you should be doing this and you should be doing that. And you listen to people, you start running ahead of God. Start listening to people, running ahead of God, doing stuff, and then the next thing you fall and you fail, and you're like, well, why did I fail? Did God tell you to do it, or did you listen to people? This is where it comes about knowing God for yourself. Knowing what the peace, when you hold on to your peace, when God speaks to you, it'll bring you peace. It's not going to bring you a headache. It's not going to make you be afraid. I am not afraid of this vision. It's huge. And it's very mind-blowing. And it's very... But I'm not afraid. There's no fear. There's no fear. I just have faith that God's going to do whatever he says he's going to do. And I want to encourage every single one of you that if God has made a promise to you, it's your duty to say to God, what do I need to do while I'm waiting? And that's what I'm going to encourage you guys to do. Get before him and say, all right, God, I'm going to trust you. But while I'm here trusting you, what is it that I need to do while I'm waiting? While I'm waiting, waiting doesn't mean doing nothing. Waiting means doing whatever God tells you to do in that waiting period so that you are prepared for when that seed springs up and springs forth, because everything that God wants in you is already in you. Sometimes we just have to birth it. Sometimes we just have to realize it, but it's already. The vision is in you. The word is in you. The wisdom is in you. The love is in you. But sometimes we have blockages. And this is what ISI helps you to do. Releases the blockage of pain, rejection, depression, anxiety, fear. All of these things need to be removed so that you can operate where God wants you to be. And these are the blockages. And God has to work through that. And this is what happened to me. And I'm talking firsthand, this is what happened. When my dad passed, my world crashed. I went into deep,
it's amazing, you girl.
Depression.
I'm connected to your mind. I'm thinking with your father now, because your father came to me, and what is showing me is your father had to pass for you to arrive where you going.
I was just about to tell you like this. Why you in my head? Get out my head.
I'm sorry, but this is
this is exactly what I was about to say.
Come to my mind.
This is exactly what I was about to say. My dad had to go for me to come. Because if he was still here, I'm still going to just be his little princess, and I'm just going to be happy skipping along in my job, my new job that was very easy, and my dad's there, and I would have just been okay. But when God took him, I went to the depths of despair, and I didn't know whether I was going to come back from it. I promise you, I was in a dark, dark, dark place. I would smile and talk to people, but I was broken. I was broken to shattered to pieces. And even as it's coming up to the anniversary of him passing, I can't lie to you, I'll be crying. I do. I miss him. But that's real. But you know what I don't have? I don't have the grief pain. I don't have that, you get that, that gaping, that. I don't have that anymore. I miss him with all of my heart. But I let go of grief. And I took God's peace, and I have that peace that my dad is with God. And I know that I'm going to see him one day. I know it. But if he was still here, and it was all a part of God's plan. It didn't make sense. People are like, how can you say that, Aundrea? Well, he's not here and I'm here. And if he was here, I know I wouldn't be sitting here in front of you, because I would have no reason to reach out to God the way that I did. I would have no reason to cry out to God the way that I did. I wouldn't have done it. So in everything, all things work together for good. Yes, did it hurt me? Yes, do I miss him? Yes, am I upset that I'm not going to have my dad to walk me down the aisle? If I lie to you and tell you I'm not upset, I'll be lying. I'm upset. But I understand. I understand God's purpose for my pain. I understand God's purpose, the preparation. I understand. I get it now. So, I'm not going to just rub it on sake. If anybody else has got anything else they want to add, anybody else got anything? Pete, got anything more to say? Uncle, how you doing over there?
Good.
You good? Yeah. That's my dad's brother, guys.
Right, that's what I just want to ask you.
Yeah,
so your dad is still here. Your dad is still alive. He's still here. When you said uncle, because I never met him. So hi, uncle. That's what I can say too.
This is my brother Peter. Yeah. This is my brother Peter, my mum's son. So my mum, but this is my brother Peter. You haven't met him, uncle, but this is my oldest brother.
Oh.
So yeah, guys, I just want to encourage you, and God is about to do some really amazing things in your lives. I just know that you guys in here, I know God is talking to some of you. I know God is putting things on your heart. I know God has presented you with a vision. I know, and the funny thing is like God will prepare you for the vision. He will prepare you before it comes. He will start to prepare you. You will start to feel maybe uncomfortable in your job because he wants to move you. You will be presented and put in situations where you're like, why am I here? Why am I doing this for? But it's all a part of the plan. So that when the vision is presented to you, you're gonna know that it's God. You're gonna be like, you know what? This is God, because he already prepared me for this. You are not, it's not going to shock you.
It's mad. It's mad. I want to share this with you guys. Something is going on right now that I was not ready for. I'm a bit lost about it, because I'm like, why? What happened, right? It was last year with my neighbors. The police came over because they were making noise. So I went downstairs to, how you say, to empty garbage. But at the same time, I said, oh, let me go and pass to my neighbor to say hello. So the police came right after when I was saying hello. So when they came, they say, oh, well, I say, I'm a neighbor here. So I had to go now. He asked me to go and get my identification. So I went and get my identification, came back. They took it. And then 1 year later, right now, I got a letter right now, 2 days ago, 375 euro I have to pay. And I'm the only one who got this. And I'm like, and I went to all the neighbors today and yesterday to find out if they received this same paper. But I'm the only one received this paper. I'm like, no. So I don't even know how I'm going to pay it. And I don't know where I'm getting the money from to pay it because I can't pay it. So the government is after me right now to pay this 375 euro. And I'm like, whoa. And I'm trying to be good. And I'm trying to hold my head and be like, God, what are you trying to do? Now, I've been on my job for almost a year right now. Today was the first time I didn't even go. I just didn't go. I didn't go to work. I just didn't go. I didn't call. I didn't say anything. I'm just like, wait a minute. And then my job calls me afterwards. And I said, yes, I didn't go because I couldn't call them anyway because my phone is not working. You see my phone? Look at it. It's halfway black and the other part is, it's there. So I only can see the top part, but you can't see the bottom part. So I can't call no one. So my job calls me and I say, yes, I didn't go to work today. I'm sorry, but I just wasn't feeling right today. And that's the first time I didn't go to work for 1 year. And and right now I'm just trying to feel positive about what's going on. But I'm like, God, what is really going on? Because I've never been stopped by this. Never.
It's a season. It's a season to test your peace because like I said a couple of weeks ago when I said about holding on to your peace, I said, please know that you're going to get tested. When you're trying to hold on to your peace, you're going to get tested because it then wants to say, oh yeah, you got the word. Let me see if you're going to hold on to your peace.
Watch, bye, darling.
Bye.
Okay.
Susu.
Bye,
sorry. Sorry. I'm just saying goodbye to my colleague. All right, darling. Bye-bye. Oh, gosh. Let me come off mute. Anyway, I'm at work now, sis, so I'm going to go.
Okay, Sue. Bye.
Oh, Sue was there all this time?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm here.
You're waving with your finger over the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye.
Bye, Susu.
Bye, darlings. Bye.
Oh, can I say something?
Yeah, of course you can, Mom.
It's about the peace.
The peace.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
You know, about keeping your peace.
Yeah.
Last week I went to do some shopping.
Look there, talk there.
Oh, sorry. I went to do some shopping. Can they hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. And I went into the till to pay for my shopping. There was this man before me, and he had about 4 items. And he went to the cashier and said, oh, have you got so and so and so? And she goes, I'll go and look for it for you. He goes, no, don't. He goes, oh, it's fine, it's okay. And she just walked off. And I'm standing there and I could feel my flesh want to rise up, but I'm saying no.
Why did your flesh want to rise up?
Because she just, she didn't even acknowledge me that I was there to say, well, I'm just going, excuse me a minute. You know what I mean? Just to let me know, sorry. Just to acknowledge me that she's going because I'm next in the queue. She didn't do that. So I was getting a bit annoyed and I thought, no, So when she came back, she said to the man, is that the sweet you wanted? He said, no. And she still has not acknowledged me to say, well, I'm sorry, you know, sorry to keep you, and nothing. She didn't say anything. So anyway, I went round, it's my turn. I put the trolley. She goes, can you move the trolley and put it that way? And I'm saying, oh, okay. So I moved the trolley and I turned the trolley the way she said, and I took my shopping, I put it in the bag, and I said to her, thank you very much. And she goes, you're very welcome. And I walked off, and I was so happy, because if that was the old Patricia, I would have given her a piece of my mind. But I kept my peace. I went away happy. You know, I kept it. Yeah. I kept my peace. I didn't give it to anybody. Yeah. I didn't waste it.
Yeah. Because your peace is your power.
It is.
Your peace is your power, guys.
I kept it, and I felt good.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. I felt very good.
But did you hear what she said? I would have given her a piece of my mind. Peace of mind. Given her a peace of mind. Peace of mind. You would have given her a piece of your mind. You understand what you said? I would have given her a piece of my mind. So you would have given her your peace of mind. What do you mean? That's your peace. When you rise to people's negativity, you are giving them your power. When you hold on to your peace, you hold on to your power. So many times, people and circumstances will come to steal your joy, steal your peace, you know, upset your equilibrium, and do all of these funny stuff, because you cannot function in faith when you don't have peace. You cannot function when you don't have peace. So when you say holding on to your peace, guys, hold on to your peace no matter what, because your peace is your power. Yeah. Your peace is your power. Your peace is your power. Your peace is your power. You have to hold on to it. Huh?
I have this person there.
That's Tandy.
Can I just say, with regards to the peace being your power?
It's Tandy.
Yeah. Oh, is it? I don't know who it is, but the Lord keeps showing me that person and a word.
Okay. So mom says, go on, Junior.
Yeah, can I just share how your peace can be your power?
Yeah.
With an example that hit me only this week. Just like Mom, I went to the supermarket at the top of the road. I picked up a few items and I went to the self-serve. So while I was serving myself, the machine kind of malfunctioned in a certain way, so I called for assistance. Now, this lady came over to me. She looked at me. I was explaining to her what's happened to the machine. She said, okay. But instead of just saying the okay and leaving it, she turned to me and she looked at me and she goes, move. So I looked at her and I said to her, excuse me? She says, move. So I thought, you know what? I'm holding on to my peace. I moved. Yeah, when I moved from there and I went to the next till to serve myself again, I came up against some more technicalities. I thought, nah, it's not my day. This is really, really trying to test me. Now I've got to call this woman back again. So instead of calling her back, I found another till and I started doing pricing my goods and so forth to pay for it. All of a sudden, this other lady walked over to me and she looked at me and she goes to me, I admire the fact that you have actually ignored the rudeness from that member of staff. Anyway, I took it as nothing, you know what I mean? Listen to her, so forth. Anyway, this woman is ranting and raving because of the fact that I moved from till to till and I left the other till inoperative because of what I had to do to get away from her. So as she's going on and shouting off her mouth and so forth, I've walked to the entrance. And once I've walked to the entrance of this Sainsbury's, this woman was still standing there. She goes to me, I could hear her going, and I know what you black people are like. And you know what? The fact that you sort of like kept your cool and so forth, I didn't want anybody to sort of like say, oh, you did this or you did that. And I didn't even really want to see you react to it. So I just stayed here just to be a witness, just in case. But you know, you black people always get this bad reputation of doing this and doing. I just kept my peace. Yeah. It wasn't the norm. When I say it wasn't, I mean, before I wasn't like that. But I find in recent days, over the last 365 days, I can assure you, I've really, really kept my peace. Really, really kept my peace. And that's my power. That's what's keeping me going. All I need is strength of faith. That's all I need. Yeah. And I'm going to ask ISI to pray for me on that. You know what I mean? And ask God to aid me to sort of like have a stronger faith. Yeah. Yeah, that's my contribution.
Thank you, Junior. And really, it is that. It's having that renewed of the mind that helps you to hold on to your peace. Because if your mind ain't renewed, you can't hold on to your peace with old mindsets. You can't hold on to your peace with old habits and old ways of doing things. You can't do it. You have to go through the process of renewing your mind. I've had to. When I used to get in my car, listen to me. There's the naughty words that would come out when I'm driving my car, and I'll be like, I'm a child of God. And imagine I just go and cuss off this whole person, and then the next thing I know, they come to my church and I'm there preaching after I've been cussing them. I'm like, no. You have to renew your mind, and it's having that integrity to keep your peace all the time. Bless you, Missy. Have a wonderful evening. I'm literally just gonna allow Mum to share really quickly. Rosen, did you want to say something?
No, I'm not. Can't say nothing. I'm on the job. All I could do is listen, but I'm loving it.
We love you.
I love you too, darling.
All right, go on, Mum. You wanted to say something?
Yeah. I don't know who the person was, but I kept.
You're saying this person? No. They can't see who you're pointing at.
The one with the river. The river.
Tandy.
And the sunset.
That's Tandy.
Well, I didn't know, but I kept seeing the Lord showing me. And to tell, well, I didn't know it was Tandy. But
yeah, but to tell the person.
Just the word love. And that's it. That's it.
Tandy, did you hear that?
I heard.
Hi, Tandy. I didn't know that was you.
I was listening. I mean, this is awesome, just listening. And yeah, I'm just kind of like overwhelmed by what God is doing in, Aundrea's life. And yeah, just, I don't even know what to say, because just listening to each and every person, the nuggets that are coming out are definitely kind of seeds that are growing in us. This is my first time, and already I'm going with, wow, this is what needs to be taught to people for them to grow. We can sit and we can stand, we can praise in churches, and we come out still dry. We come out still wondering, what is it that God's purpose is for me? But coming on here and just listening to people sharing, to me, it's awesome, because this is what God wants, So what Peter's been saying about you, Aundrea, this is just like you're saying, it's just the beginning. But this is exactly what people want to see. This is exactly what people need in this day and age. They don't need no Bible bashing people. They need people that are telling them the truth of what it is. Like your faith. That is so simple, what you said. For someone who doesn't even know the doorsteps to a church, they can leave right now and say, wow, I understand what faith is, because of the way you've spoken and the way others have shared. It is those testimonies, and the Bible clearly says it is by our testimonies, isn't it? And it's by the blood of the Lamb that we become who we are, and you guys, oh my gosh, I mean, the fact that you guys have said peace, I'm going to go on, once I start talking.
It's all right. We're loving it.
When you guys are talking about peace, you all don't understand that you have just put a seed in those that are having a troubled mind, because you've just given them peace that surpasses all understanding. You know, they're leaving here thinking, why am I feeling so good? Why am I feeling that I can face tomorrow? You know, oh my gosh, God, thank you. I just wanted to just give you guys just Philippians 4, verse 6 and 7, where it says, be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving present your requests to God. For the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. I haven't been on any of your others, but you've already spoken about the mind, the heart, and the spirit, or you said the tummy. You've already spoken about the stages that God wants people to be dealt with. Because once those three places are dealt with, then the word of God starts germinating in them, because it's been cleared ground. You've already cleared the ground for people's minds. You've already cleared the ground for people in their spirit, because you have just given them the pure, clean water of the Holy Spirit. I will stop now and say thank you, honestly, Aundrea. God bless you. I mean, you spoke to me yesterday. Oh my gosh, you woman. I was up all night praying. Wow. I could not sleep. You can ask Pastor Noel. I could not sleep from 12 until this morning when I had to get up and go to work. Right now, you know, I was like, I need to sleep. I'm sure she will forgive me. But I couldn't. I had to come on. Honestly, Aundrea, God bless you. Oh my gosh. And Pastor Patricia, for you to say love, you know that's my name. So for the Lord to say that, you have stirred something in me. What our sister here is doing is all about love. And I'm on board. I am on board, because the love of God is awesome. Agape love it sees nothing wrong with anyone. It just sees what God has created in an individual. And that's what people are here right now, is what God has created. Each and every one of you is pure love. Hey, let me keep quiet.
Come on now. Come on now. Don't hold back. Don't hold back.
Oh,
but
Lord,
guys, this is where we're at. And what have we been aiming for? We are on the love journey to become loves, no longer hurt loves. We've been talking about this. We've been talking about this, saying we don't want to be hurt loves. We want to be loves. Because what did God say? He is love. What is the greatest thing that he's given us? Love. What does he want us to share? Love. What is it that is him? Love. So if we are sharing God, we are sharing love. This is it. This is the mandate, is to bring God on earth, which is love, because God is love.
And that's what Jesus said, remember? We must love one another. And that's the ultimate goal.
But
now, I
that's
want to just show you something here.
Yeah, and Peter said in this gospel, Peter said, love is not just words. Love is action.
Yes, it's an action. It's an action word. Listen, you can't just say love, guys. No. We have to show it. We have to show love.
God showed it.
Guys, don't stir me up. It's late. We need to wind down. You guys get me high. And we're trying to wind down. Right, you guys stop drawing me
That's
out.
Another thing. I think that is another topic you need to bring up. People doesn't know. Some people don't know. Some people don't know how to identify love. Some people don't know how to love. Some people don't know what is love. And we need to talk about this, because love, sometimes people use it the wrong way. So now we are misunderstood it, because it's like growing up as a child. Oh, I love you. And then sometimes you have to control the child. So you say, oh, I wouldn't do that for you. If you do this, I will buy that for you. So all these different things, how we learn love, it's been wrong. And I think we need to address this topic, love, because love is something that the whole world is lacking. Is this word love?
When I got this is what started me on this journey. what happened was I got the revelation of love. When God came to me and said, Aundrea, you are a love, I was like, I'm a what? And he said, you're a love. And then he gave me the revelation of love. And then he said, I am love. Jesus was a love. Jesus was the ultimate love. God is love, but Jesus was the ultimate love embodied in flesh. So when we're saying we want to be a love, we're basically saying we want to be like Christ. We want to be Christ-like. We want to be Christ-like. We want to be operating in a place of love without any, and that's the only, salvation was the ultimate act of love. The sacrifice, the ultimate act of love. Like, guys, I'm not going there with you guys tonight. We're going to deal with this another week. But I love you guys so much. And I just know that God is going to move in each one of your lives, each one of your lives. Alison, I don't know what you're going through right now. I don't know what's happening with you, but I just want you to know that God is on the throne and he's in your situation. Okay. I don't know why I need to tell you that, but God's telling me to tell you that he's in your situation. He's in it. He's in the situation. So whatever it is, Alison, that you're going through, just know that God is in the midst. He said it's preparing you for propelling you. This is what I'm hearing. He's preparing you for propelling you. Alison, if you can hear me, let me know that you heard me. But I'm just letting you know that that's what God is saying. Okay. Yeah.
Can I ask you something just again?
Sure.
She said you mentioned three things. You mentioned the stomach, right? The mind, and what was the third one?
The heart. So it's the head brain, the heart brain,
exactly,
and the gut brain.
So we can So we can study those three right there. These here.
Oh yeah,
those are the chakras.
Yeah, the chakras. Now, and guys, don't be so super those spiritual. But you have to understand, yes, the chakras. You have to understand it's energy. There are energy, So we use and like I said, guys, I'm very open, and like this is a forum where we talk about water, we talk about all of these things, but energy. So when we talk about chakras and all of these kind of things, these are all sides of spirituality that we need to understand to know what we're doing, because sometimes we just got half the picture, we don't have the whole picture, and because we're so closed because of religion, we won't be open to understanding things that God wants us to know. So it's really understanding, being clearing your energy, clearing those energy blockers, which is negative energy. It's understanding these things. Don't be so spiritual and so we ain't that. It ain't that. Iron sharpens iron ain't that. It is Bible based. There is so much more to it. There is so much more to the magnitude of who God is. Meditating, people, you should meditate. If you want to meditate. This is what we do. Like, understand, meditation is in the Bible, guys. Yeah, thank you, Tandy. You know what I'm saying? People get so spiritual and but I know we're not like that in here. But yes, Alison, God definitely sees you. And I'm gonna leave the rest of you alone. God is speaking to me about you guys, but I'm not gonna hell you out like that because some of you are a bit shy. But I just want you to know that God is in control of all of your situations. I want you to know that God sees you, God hears your prayer, and God answers prayer. And whatever it is that you need in this season, I'm telling you, he's bringing it to you. Whatever it is that you need in this season, I want to tell you that God is bringing it to you. Whatever it is, if it's healing, he's bringing it. If it's joy, he's bringing it. If it's peace, he's bringing it. If it's finances, he's bringing it. Whatever you need in this season, no. If you need chains to be broken, he's breaking them. Whatever you need, we are in a season of abundance of breakthrough, abundance of joy, abundance of peace. We are in the shift. And if you guys are ready to move with the shift, you are going to be in the flow. When you shift, you are going to get in the flow. And when you are in the flow, it's just going to be like this. And this is what's happening. I'm just getting downpour and downloads. And I'm just, as it comes to me, I'm giving it. We are in the flow, guys. Do not be discouraged. Don't look to the left. Don't look to the right. Keep your eyes on Jesus. Hold on to your faith. Hold on to your faith. don't take your eyes off him because you'll start to sink. Keep your eyes on him, guys.